Final Fantasy XI in 2019 has become a significantly more solo-friendly game. But back in the days of yore, that was not the case. If you wanted to hit level cap in the 75 era, you needed friends, and friends meant grouping up. Hey guys, I'm Andy with Andrican Gaming, and tonight we're going to continue with our first steps in Vana'Diel series. Now at this point, if you've been keeping up with the videos, we're not really on our first steps, we're on about our third. And at this point, hopefully you've already gotten your sub job, and you've probably experienced some group content if that's the case. But tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about something that is incredibly crucial in the 75 cap classic server era. And it really rolls over onto retail today, and that's good party etiquette. So to start with a group, the first thing you'll need to do is go into the party tab under your menu and click Seek Party. Now what this does is puts up a little black circle with a green exclamation point next to your name. That signifies to the rest of the server that you're looking for a group, and it can make it easy for other people who are also looking for a group to find you. In order to find that group, sometimes you can use the /yell function and just type in what your job and level is. But honestly, on a server with such a small population, being around 600 at peak hours, it's really fast to find a party. I find that I get groups really quickly without even having to try to yell. Most of the time I just throw my flag up and I get an invite fairly quickly, so hopefully this will be the same experience for you, but understand that results may vary. When you get ready to join a group, always be prepared that you may have to fill a specific role. And when I say may, you're definitely going to be filling a specific role, particularly if you're a tank job or a healing job, because those are the two most critical things in a group early on. Now as you level a little further and you get farther into the game, you'll understand that support jobs play a much bigger role, such as refreshing, debuffing, hasting, and all those critical elements that make in-game really come together and start to shine probably in the early 40. Now with that being said, make sure when you join a group that you've checked your sub job, because it's really easy to be questing on something with /thief for the treasure hunter bonus and then realize, oh look, I got a group invite, and you head all the way out to the group only to find that your sub job is still /thief or maybe something else. So always check your sub job before you run out to meet your party. The next point that I want to make is a little involved, and it's about getting to your party. Now there are group camping spots all over the world of Vana'Diel, and every zone has something to offer, especially in a 75 cap server. But one of the things that you'll notice missing from retail is the ability to go from home point to home point and from survival guide to survival guide. That being the case, outposts become critical. Now outposts can be gotten by going through your nation's conquest campaign. You'll go and find an NPC and ask them for a supply run. You'll go on the supply run to whatever the area is that your country has control of at that time, deliver the supplies. Now you can talk to an NPC in your respective nation to teleport there instantly. Once you've got enough of the early outposts, it makes the game so much easier. I'll tell you, the moment that I got the Volcram's Dune outpost warp was a very, very glorious moment for me indeed. But be prepared, if you don't have those outposts already, it could take some time to get to a group. So sometimes it's better when you log out to park yourself somewhere where you know you'll be leveling the next day. I know that seems a little frustrating, but truthfully after you get to a certain point in Final Fantasy XI, it's all group driven content anyway. So you want to stay in places that are convenient to get to other players. My next piece of advice is to always be polite to the players that you find yourself in a group with. On a server this small, it's really easy to earn a good reputation or a bad reputation. And there's nothing worse than having a bad reputation on a private server where no one wants to group up with you, because it's going to make getting to level cap significantly harder. If you've had a bad day and just don't feel like being polite to anyone, maybe you should take a pass and do something a little more mindless, like grind out on Diablo 3. That's what I do. Another portion of that suggestion is to keep conversation going. You'll notice in the video that I'm showing that a lot of times I'm typing in party chat to kind of make conversation with the group members in the party that I was in. By the way, shout out to this group and all the people in it. If you look down in the bottom right, you can see their names. you really should give them a slash to tell sometime. They're good folks, kind enough to let me get by on the skin of my teeth. I think I was actually healing this night. Ooh, that was brave. That brings me to another point. Be flexible whenever you join a group. There's never any telling what role you're going to get asked to fill, specifically if you're any kind of job with a cure ability. So if you're a red mage, a summoner, even sometimes in really desperate circumstances, a bard or a black mage, you may be asked to toss some cures here and there to keep the party going. Be open-minded to this and willing, because it really does help speed up the group dynamic, and people will be grateful for it. Whenever you do join a party, we talked earlier about knowing your role and being prepared to take on those roles. Part of that is making macros that help alert the rest of the party to what's going on. Now, it's easy to get in voice chat with people that you normally play with, and there's not a lot of this necessary, but as we've been demonstrating many times in our Tuesday night streams with Hunting for Games, sometimes you just get distracted and forget to tell people what you're doing. That can really train wreck a pull or a tank's ability to keep threat whenever they have no idea that a mob is incoming. So be considerate with your macros. The calls can help, but sometimes they're more annoying than they are helpful. So if you're going to use a call in your macro, try to pick one that's somewhat soothing. My last bit of advice for you guys whenever doing group content is it's always considered polite to look for a replacement if you know you're going to have to leave. Now don't get me wrong guys, I understand that things come up and sometimes you just have to log out of the game. I mean, if anybody understands the circumstances of the real world, it's this guy. But if you've got a hard cutoff point and you know you're going to have to leave, it's always considered good etiquette to look around and see if you can find someone else that could fill the role that you were filling in the party in order to allow the group to keep going. Some people can put in 1 hour, some people can put in 10. And for the people who can put in 10, good on you. But if you can't, it's always considered polite to find someone to fill your spot. That way the group can continue to gain experience points and level up even when you're not able to be there. Well guys, I hope that this helped you figure out a little bit of group content and how to handle parties properly in order to keep getting invites back. And it's very critical in this particular version of the game. Now, as always, I want to plug Hunting for Games' Twitch stream on Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. Central Time, and whatever that converts to wherever you are. If you're the Mog House, about 1 a.m. Jump on Hunting for Games Twitch stream and check us out. We're usually streaming Final Fantasy XI together, and it's a blast. We have a lot of fun times, including, but not limited to, duck stories and bad Sean Connery impressions. Also, I'd like to congratulate my buddy that plays Final Fantasy XIV primarily, KB, for getting married tonight. Way to go, dude. You lucked up. Outside of that, I hope that you guys will continue to check out this series. I've been having a lot of fun making it. And the next video that'll be coming out hopefully next week will be how to get your Kazam keys and what the world offers after the dunes. Outside of that, I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider hitting the like button and think about subscribing to the channel. We got a lot of Final Fantasy XI content on there and a lot more to come. You can also follow me on Twitter @AndroggenGaming.